Songwriters craft the soundtracks of our lives, but who was first handed a golden trophy for doing it? On Swift Shifter, we chase down the origin story of songwriting awards, when musical mastery moved from backstage admiration to spotlights and standing ovations. From secretive societies to grand ceremonies, let's uncover just how this art turned competitive and historic. It starts in the quiet, pastoral town of Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, not with the roar of an audience, but with the hum of a young mind at work. Taylor Swift, age 12, scribbling lyrics on notebook paper long after her classmates had switched to television and homework. Imagine the sound of a 12-string guitar echoing in a suburban living room. The unlikely weapon young Taylor wielded as she honed her first songs, turning heartbreak and adolescent confusion into verse with a precision that belied her age. Swift's fascination with songwriting was sparked by a single fateful moment, hearing country legend Shania Twain on the car radio. The realization struck her, not just to sing, but to tell stories through melody, to become both author and performer. But the road to recognition wasn't smooth. Nashville's Music Row had turned down precocious, curly-haired Taylor more times than she could count. She returned home repeatedly without a recording contract, and yet each rejection fueled the fire within her, sharpening her pen and deepening her resolve. In one little-known chapter, Taylor submitted poems to national contests while still attending River Valley Middle School. Winning accolades among adults became routine, her poetic sense foreshadowing greater prizes just ahead. By 14, with unwavering support from her family, Taylor relocated to Nashville, a city famed for its cynicism toward outsiders. She was the youngest signing ever at Sony ATV Tree Publishing House, marking an audacious move that would drastically alter country music's status quo. Few realized that at Sony ATV, Swift was thrust not into instant stardom, but into gritty daily co-writing sessions. There are stories of evenings spent at battered upright pianos in publishers' offices after hours, where older songwriters marveled at the raw authenticity in Taylor's lyrics. A pivotal twist: Swift's breakthrough did not come merely from industry insiders or influential producers. It emerged from Tim McGraw, a song she wrote as a high school freshman about a fleeting romance and the echoes of goodbye. Her ability to distill complex emotion into simple imagery turned heads everywhere. The country music establishment paid close attention when Taylor was nominated for, and soon won, her very first major songwriting honor, the BMI Award for Songwriting in 2007 with Tim McGraw. This marked history. She became one of the youngest people ever recognized by Broadcast Music Incorporated. What most fans don't know is that songwriting awards like BMI focus on craft, not fame. To be acknowledged so early meant industry veterans saw promise not only in Taylor's voice, but in her construction of metaphor, meter, and melody, a respect rarely extended to teenage performers. At the awards ceremony itself, amidst glimmering lights and seasoned professionals decades her senior, Swift reportedly thanked not just CO writers and mentors, but also referenced stacks of childhood journals, the unsung heroes behind every rhyme. The impact of this triumph rippled far beyond trophies and press clippings. Taylor's win compelled record labels to reconsider their approach to young female artists. Suddenly there was gold in vulnerability and storytelling, a complete reimagining of what it meant to break into country music. Years later, music journalists would point back to this moment as the seed from which Swift's genre-bending legacy grew. The songwriting accolades set a precedent. Taylor would wield authorship over every phase of her music's evolution, from ballads to synth-pop epics, never relinquishing her role as chief storyteller. Behind closed doors at industry gatherings following her BMI win, grizzled executives debated how they'd missed. Spotting such original talent, her achievement sparked an arms race among publishers for undiscovered songwriters with similar gifts. One detail often overlooked: after earning this recognition, Swift personally reached out to young fans through MySpace, an unprecedented move at the time for country artists to share insights into songwriting, demystifying the process and inspiring thousands to try their own hand at lyricism. If you love these Swift facts, hit like and subscribe to stay tuned for more on Swift Shifter.